Hello students, Apna Study presents you the Hindu news bulletins for the 15th of July. Before we start, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.
National news. 3 lead terrorists killed in Pulwama.
3 Lashkar-e-Taiba militants were killed during an anti-militancy operation in Pulwama. They were identified as Let Commander Ejaz alias Abu Huraira, a resident of Pakistan, Javeed Ahmad Radar and Shahnawaz Nazir Ghani. The operation started around midnight after specific information was generated by the Srinagar police.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Maldivian President Ibrahim Mohammed Soli take stock of cooperation.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Maldivian President Ibrahim Mohammed Soli took stock of bilateral cooperation in a telephone conversation. Mr. Modi called the Indian Ocean Island nation the central pillar of India's neighbourhood policy, the Ministry of External Affairs said.
COVID-19 excess deaths calculated in Haryana.
According to the Civil Registration System report for 2019, Haryana registered 100% of all deaths in the state, much of it online. Excess deaths might go up as late registrations are tallied in state. Among districts, Faridabad 6,467, Gurugram 5,908, Hisar 4,859 and Sonipat 3,806 had the highest excess deaths.
The impending impasse at the line of actual control, LAC, is impacting bilateral relations.
The impasse between Indian and Chinese troops at the line of actual control, LAC, is visibly impacting bilateral ties negatively. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar said India had hoped China would follow through in resolving issues at the LAC.
Sonia Gandhi deputed leader of the opposition in the Rajya Sabha.
Sonia Gandhi has deputed Mallikarjun Kharge to lead the coordination with other opposition parties. The move is seen as an attempt by the Congress to have a better synergy with the Trinamool Congress. Mr. Chaudhary, who is also the chief of the West Bengal unit, will continue to stay on.
COVID-19. The Ministry of Home Affairs.
Blatant violations of COVID-19 norms had been observed in several parts of the country. Massive crowds were thronging marketplaces violating the norms of social distancing. There was no room for complacency as the second wave was not yet over, says Ajay Balla.
India-China standoff. Former Congress President Rahul Gandhi presses Standing Committee on Defence.
Former Congress President Rahul Gandhi pressed the Standing Committee on Defence to discuss the India-China standoff at a meeting held on Wednesday. The committee has now proposed a tour of army cantonments in Bhubaneswar and Sikandra for the members. This was the committee's third meeting on the issue of review of working of cantonment boards.
International news. The Taliban captured Spin Boldak border crossing.
Spin Boldak is the latest in a string of border crossing and dry ports seized by the Taliban in recent weeks. The insurgents are looking to choke off much-needed revenue from the government in Kabul. The border crossing is one of the most strategically valuable for the Taliban. It provides direct access to Pakistan's Balochistan province along with reserve fighters.
Beijing. 9 Chinese workers killed by bomb attack in Pakistan.
Bus was carrying around 40 Chinese engineers, surveyors and mechanical staff to a hydropower dam construction site in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. Pakistan's Foreign Ministry in a statement said the bus plunged into a ravine after a mechanical failure, resulting in leakage of gas that caused a blast. The security of Chinese workers has long been of concern in Pakistan.
Russian President Vladimir Putin tells United States climate envoy John Kerry that Moscow and Washington have a shared interest in combating climate change.
Russia and the US have a shared interest in battling climate change, Putin says. John Kerry is in Russia this week to discuss climate change with officials. Mr. Putin said Moscow attaches great importance to achieving the goals of the Paris Agreement.
South Africa unrest rages for the 6th day in a row.
State-owned logistics operator Transnet declares a force majeure on a key rail line that links Johannesburg to the coast. In Durban, people queue outside food stores and at fuel stations as early as 4 a.m. 0200 GMT, when the COVID night curfew ends.
Afghanistan, the Taliban's first orders.
The Taliban are making huge advances across the country as they capitalize on the final withdrawal of foreign troops. In some areas, they are introducing the harsh interpretation of Islamic rule that earned them notoriety until being overthrown by the US-led invasion that followed the September 11th attacks. The Taliban ruled Afghanistan from 1996 to 2001 according to an interpretation of the Quran.
Business news. Infosys boosts revenue growth guidance for FY22.
For the quarter ended June, Infosys registered a 22.7% rise in net profit to 5,195 crore rupees. The quarter brought contracts worth $2.6 billion to the company's deal kitty compared with $1.74 billion a year earlier. Digital revenue grew 42.1% in constant currency.
The Supreme Court says trustees must get the consent of unit holders before winding up mutual fund schemes.
The Supreme Court held that trustees of a mutual fund scheme have to obtain the consent of the unit holders who have invested their money before deciding to wind up the scheme or prematurely redeeming the units. The bench was hearing an appeal filed by Franklin Templeton Trustee Services Private Limited concerning winding up of its 6 mutual fund schemes.
Sports news. The British Open returns after 2-year hiatus.
British Open returns after a 2-year hiatus caused by coronavirus pandemic. Up to 32,000 fans allowed in at Royal St. George's on Thursday. Shane Lowry will defend the Claret Jug in the 149th Open Championship. Hideki Matsuyama, Bubba Watson and Zach Johnson have all withdrawn after testing positive for COVID-19.
PV Sindhu, India's first badminton silver.
PV Sindhu won India's first badminton silver at the 2016 Rio Olympics. The 26-year-old says she is an improved version of the player she won silver in Rio. Sindhu says she has been working on her physical fitness and the mental aspects.